Hello there, Ray here. Today guys, I'll be showing you a new way you can break indestructible blocks in the game of Minecraft. This means being able to break blocks which you normally can't break with a pickaxe in survival. Now in the past, I've come up with quite a few different ways to break bedrock as well as other indestructible blocks in the game of Minecraft. And I've also shown some cool techniques by others. And I've put all those videos into a nice playlist that you guys can check out. So if you're ever looking for a particular way to break bedrock, make sure to check out this playlist. I also update all the video titles so it'll state the correct versions in which these bedrock breaking methods work. We also set up this testing world where you can come on and practice these bedrock breaking methods in creative before doing them in your survival world. Now about a month ago, I showed a way that you can make a simple mushroom block farm. Although it only worked for 1.12, we went ahead and tried to update it to work in 1.15. But we ran into a problem. As you guys can see, the red and brown mushroom completely engulfed part of the farm. And we ended up doing some more testing with red mushrooms, and we noticed that they brought back the ginormous brown and red mushrooms. These are mushrooms that grow considerably taller than any other giant mushroom. Now these were back in a past snapshot, then they were removed in a full release. And we continued to mess around this with the viewers and came up with a couple of good uses for having these mushrooms break blocks. Now in the past, red mushrooms used to also break blocks. That changed a few versions ago. And after doing some more testing with the viewers, we noticed that the breaking is a bit different. So that's what I'll be covering today. So if you guys do enjoy learning cool tricks like this for survival, be sure to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel as I make tons of these type of videos. But let's head on over to the Stronghold. This is one of the good uses that you can put the red mushroom to. And if you guys would like to be right there as we discover new things, make sure to check out our snapshot streams every Wednesday and Friday. As I said in the past, a lot of the stuff we come across don't actually make it into a YouTube video. So you're missing out on a lot of stuff if you don't take part in those. But here we are at the entrance end portal, and I went ahead and put the Eyes of Ender in. And these end portal frames here cannot be normally destroyed with like a pickaxe. But if you want to build like my simple sand generator, or my concrete generator, or my dragon egg generator, even works for like anvils and other falling blocks, you can check out those videos down below. You will want to remove these end portal frames. Also, if you want to use my ultimate mob generator, which is a way to duplicate items in survival if it's allowed on your server, the easiest way is to remove these end portal frames when making those devices. So to break this end portal frame, you'll want to put in your mushroom down here in the ground after destroying the little staircase that takes you up to the entrance end portal. And then above the mushroom, here's the end portal frame, right above the mushroom where their ceiling is right there. You want to put in a block right there. Now you want to go ahead and bone mill this mushroom. It's going to take a lot of bone mill. There you can see the mushroom did grow, and the mushroom block actually replaced the portal frame right here. So if you go ahead and remove the blocks where the mushroom have removed, you can see that it looks very different than before. We are now missing these end portal frames. So you can do this trick on every side of the entrance end portal and remove all of these end portal frames. So all you have is the end portal blocks in the center. You can do some pretty cool stuff like this, like on the ProtoTech SMP server. We have a nice, really clean entrance for players to go into the end portal, but we also have our sand generators hidden underneath of it. So we can kind of have the cool looks as well as a very useful sand and concrete duper farm underneath. Now the mushroom will replace any block that is non-opaque, so like a non-solid block. You can kind of test to see if blocks are this type of property in creative, and what I like to do is just place a mob inside of a block that you're not sure about. So here we got our end portal frame, and I'll spawn in a villager. They're very useful. Put them right inside, and if they don't suffocate, then you know it is a non-opaque block. But if it's like a opaque block, we got a stone brick. If you place the villager inside, you'll see that he starts to take damage. Now this example here, I went ahead and removed the silverfish spawner. But if you want to save it, you can always do it to a different side. And I'll show you that this also works on the portals here, which are also considered non-opaque. So if we go ahead and remove this mushroom, and we'll put it one block closer. This way it will destroy a little bit more of the portal frames. This is something you can keep in mind if you want to, like I said, destroy the actual portal blocks rather than just the frames. Now in the past, you could destroy these portal blocks by coming in with a bucket of liquid, so like lava or water, and you used to be able to place it up against the little crease between the portal frame and the portal block, like right in here. You used to be able to place water right there, and it would destroy this portal block here and replace it with water, but they have removed that also in 1.15. So you can no longer do the easy way of just using a water bucket. but you can still use this method here. So let's go ahead and move our dirt piece one closer and go ahead and bone mill it. So notice how this portal block is 3 blocks long this direction. We'll go ahead and bone mill this. And there is the mushroom, and the mushroom replace some of this over here. So if we go ahead and remove some of it, you notice that we are missing a whole row right here of end portal blocks. So we'll destroy those as well, as those are also non-opaque. So keep that in mind, don't get too close with your mushroom, otherwise you might destroy this unless you want to do that. So very useful in building a lot of different farms to do with the entrance end portal. One thing to keep in mind is you want to make sure to light the end portal before start breaking the blocks. If you would break these end portal frames before you have the center filled in with portal block, the portal will no longer light if any of these are missing. Now during our snapshot testing stream, we also went ahead and tested this with some other stuff. And Buster Killer noticed that we can also use this towards the gateway portals. So this works on all 3 different types of gateway portals. And I'll show you guys all 3, but this one here is the most prominently known one. These are the entrance gateway portals, which are acquired after killing the dragon. Every time you kill a dragon, one of these will generate at the edge of the main end island here. This trick can also apply to these portal blocks, as they're also non-opaque. Problem is the bedrock is opaque, meaning that the mushroom will not try to replace it. But something very weird happens actually when we do this. Let's go ahead and bone mill this mushroom. You can see that the red mushroom has occupied as many spaces as it could, and the places where there was bedrock, it just left it alone. But notice here in the center, we have now removed the gateway portal in the center. Let's go ahead and remove the brown mushroom and see what we have left. You might notice this as the exact same formation as I use in my Wither Rose farms. So you guys are always asking, how do we break that center gateway portal to make your Wither Rose farm, Ray? And there is other methods of doing this. Like I said, go check out that playlist if you want to know about those. This is a nice and easy way to do that. With that gateway portal removed, you can come in here and summon in your Wither and build up my Wither Rose farm to use it. You can also use the bedrock to make other types of wither cages, like I did with my super teeny tree farm. Very cool farm that uses, I think, only like 4 or 5 blocks for an entire automatic tree farm. You can find all these videos linked down below. Now when the gate portal is removed, you will no longer be able to use this one to get out to the outer end islands like you would do with the other ones. So maybe choose one that you're not using to do this, or you can choose a different type of gateway portal. So I'll show you guys some ways to kind of get around this. So let's find a gateway portal that I'm not using for some other testing. So if I go through this one, and this one's going to take me out to the outer end islands. So it's out here, and this is where we have some of our fly machines used for a different test. You can see that it generated a exit gateway portal. So this one's called the exit gateway portal, the other one's called the entrance. Now you could do the trick to this one as well, but with this one removed, you would not be able to get back to your main end island without going through a different one. But you can also just randomly fly around at the outer end islands, and you'll find random gateway portals, which just randomly generate out here at the end islands. So I found one of these random gateway portals out here, and the game will produce as many of these as you generate terrain. So you don't really have to worry about losing a couple of them. And these gateway portals will always take you back to the obsidian platform, which is the same spot you're placed in when you enter the end dimension. So if you happen to have one of these kind of nearby, you can go ahead and always use these. Go ahead and, put in your dirt block and also your brown mushroom to go ahead and remove it. And yeah, it's pretty simple and very useful to get some nice formations of bedrock. So this trick actually works with any non-opaque block. So like these obsidian blocks are opaque, but this nether portal block is non-opaque. So we can come in here with the brown mushroom and bone mill it. And you see that mushroom is too tall. So it always helps if you're trying to kind of limit where the mushroom is going to put a block above it. And there are some blocks that the mushroom will kind of ignore, such as like dirt block or leaves. So try to use a different type of block. So put a stone block above it. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4 air blocks between the mushroom block and the stone. This will force the mushroom to not grow any higher than that. Let's go ahead and bone mill this mushroom. There you see the mushroom went ahead and actually broke the nether portal. And it does create updates, meaning that these blocks will update the other nether portal blocks which were here and make them break. But yeah, you could use it to destroy another portal, which is kind of strange, but it can also be used for any other type of non-opaque blocks. So most of the ones in this tab here are considered opaque, where many of the ones in this tab are non-opaque. So I set up a test here with a bunch of different types of blocks, and we're going to see if they break from the mushroom or if they don't. So some of these are transparent, some are non-opaque, and some are opaque. But throughout the version, some of these blocks have changed their properties. So we got a lot of different stuff here. We got stairs, shulker bed, end frame, slime, cauldron, lectern, anvil, honey block. We got a cactus, a cobble wall, a path block, ice, iron bar, a chorus fruit. If you guys didn't know, you can actually put chorus fruit directly beside cactus without updating it. It is a full block, similar to like snow layers. That's what we have over here. Enchanting table. This one is going to be farmland. I'm going to switch it out at the last second. Door over here, which you can place on top of TNT now. TNT, a chest, and you can actually put stuff inside this chest. So we're going to go ahead and do that and see what happens. Let's put a bunch of these arrows, see if they get popped off or not. Same thing goes for the shulker box. You might as well put some stuff in there, put a whole bunch of rails. Now this is an infested block, so it's a block with a silverfish inside of it. Got inner chest up here, cobweb, fence, glowstone, leaves. This is a brown mushroom block. Magma block, this is concrete, a lantern, sea lantern, glass slab, and a beacon. And this should all be replaced, or some of it should at least. I bet it's all within range of this brown mushroom. And I got the block above it, and also made a copy of the world. So we're ready to go ahead and test this. Bone mill it and see what happens. Whoa. Okay. That one definitely broke. Over here, everything broke, but I don't see any rails. I see tons of arrows, though. So maybe the whole shulker box broke off, or maybe it just destroyed everything that was inside of it. But you can see what we have left. There's not too much stuff that didn't get replaced. Farmland might have converted over, so I might test that again. So oddly enough, it did not actually replace the snow layers, because I placed them an entire block height worth, so there's 8 layers there. So I think I'm going to test this with maybe only a few layers. See if that acts differently. Everything on this wall was almost replaced. We'll try the farmland once again. This side is completely replaced. Everything there was something that could replace. On this side, some stuff was, like the slabs and stairs over here. But stuff like glowstone and sea lanterns were not. And the brown mushroom block was also not replaced. And this side, the piston wasn't replaced. Neither was the TNT. Let's try it with the piston extended. I also made a copy of it right here, so let's go ahead and load that. Voila, we're back to the way it was. So you can kind of see what was replaced and what wasn't. I'll just give it a little spin around. The bed was replaced. Let's try putting the bed the other direction this time. So I changed some stuff up. I put a piston that is extended here, also one that is extended into the mushroom. I'm also going to replace this with some farmland at the last moment. I got a redstone block in here, and also a lever. Also switched the bed around and made these few less layers, but let's go ahead. I'll replace that and we'll give it another test. Bone mill that up. And yep, some stuff popped off differently. The stuff did pop off, but I don't see any items. Okay, the bed popped off, but I don't see any items from the shulker box. I don't see the shulker box here either. I did leave some inventory room to pick up anything, but I don't see it here. Looks like I did end up replacing the farmland as well as the snow layers, when the snow layers weren't a complete block. But yeah, the pistons that were extended did get replaced, as well as the lever, but not the redstone block. And I think that one piston popped off and probably went into my inventory. So we'll destroy a wide range of blocks. And most of these little things like this, like saplings, flowers, and that kind of stuff, will also be replaced by it. So keep that in mind when you're working with red mushrooms, so you don't accidentally destroy anything that you don't want to be broken off. Now there is some blocks in the game which are kind of creative only side that don't show up in the normal creative tab. This one is a dragon egg, which you can actually obtain in survival, but they don't have it in the tab for some reason. There's also some other things like structure blocks. We also got command blocks. There's the barrier block, and there's also a structure void block, which is kind of a strange block. So I went ahead and put these blocks in. The barrier block is right here. You can't really see it unless you're holding a barrier block. The structure void block is right here. It's something that you can't really interact with, but it is there. I also got a sign here, command and structure block. We got the dragon egg and a banner over here. There's another block I want to add. It's actually a block 36 of a piston moving. So when a piston head moves, there's kind of a state where there is an invisible block placed in front of the piston when it's kind of transitioning between being open and closed. And this block is see-through and you can't really interact with it in any way, but it is there. But we can actually use a command to place it in. So I can set block moving piston, that's what it's called. But you can't get this in survival, and yeah, by having something like this you can actually place signs above it. And there is technically a block there, so if I try to place like another sign, I can't place it there because there's something occupying it. But let's go ahead and give this a test. Go in and bone mill this, and wow, quite a bit got replaced. So all the signs, the banners, that block 36 got replaced, the void block, even the barrier block got replaced, which kind of surprised me. Dragon Egg, the only thing that didn't get replaced was the command block as well as the structure block. So I guess you could even break through barrier blocks if they're like protecting something. Maybe on some kind of map or something you can get through it. There's one other block that I want to test, which is spawners. Let's go ahead and test them really quickly. Oh, looks like they do get replaced. Very cool stuff. I'm definitely curious to hear any ideas of what else this could be used for. And thanks to everyone who joined us during our snapshot testing streams. Without them, we would probably never run across such strange stuff as this. And make sure to tell your favorite Minecrafters about this video so they can learn about it as well. I would love to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.